Hello, ma'am. Am I audible? Hello.
हेलो मैम।
हेलो। हाँ जी मैम। हेलो।
Okay, ma'am, please wait for 5 minutes. Some students are joining offline in the seminar hall.
Hello. My voice is audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank
Hello. Am I audible?
you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, good morning, all of you. So, I am Ms. Bhakti Satish Ghorpade, Assistant Professor at Department of Civil Engineering of Maharshi Parshuram College of Engineering, Bhubaneswar. Hello, ma'am, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Okay. So, I welcome you for the today's session on innovation, prototype validation, converting innovation into a startup, or session achieving value production fit and business fit. So this session is organized by Department of Civil Engineering and the Institutions Innovation Council of BPM Maharshi Parshuram College of Engineering, Bhubaneswar. So today, first of all, I would like to welcome our today's speaker, Ms. Meena Kumari ma'am. She is an experienced academic professional with over 12 years in engineering and technical education background. She holds master's degree in instrumentation and control engineering from NIIRR Chandigarh with specialization in subjects such as microprocessor, digital signal processing, and the Internet things. As a researcher, she has published so many articles in reputed journals and holds 20 India patents. She actively participate in seminars, then industrial trainings. So we are really honored to have such a resource person for the today's session. So I request ma'am to share her screen and to start the session.
Okay. So my voice is audible to you?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So a very good morning and a very much thank you to Bhakti ma'am for giving me this opportunity to talk about value proposition and business. Okay, and thanks to Bhakti ma'am for a nice introduction. So shall I start?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Uh, So, students, if we talk about value proposition fit or business fit, so can anybody tell what is you identify that what is the value proposition fit or business? Can anybody tell me? Can you understand these terms? What is the value proposition fit or business? In simple words. Okay, no issue. So let me explain first in a very simple manner or in a very simple definition what is value proposition. So it is basically a customer fit. Means you are offering something that people really want or need. Like that, you make an umbrella and people want it because it's raining. Okay, and you open a food stall and hungry people are looking for food. So if your product solves a real problem or makes life better for your customer, then you have a value proposition. Okay, so you can say that value proposition fit is also known as customer mix. Okay, and if we talk about in a simple manner of business fit, so it means your product also works well for your business. You can make it, sell it, or earn money from it. So this is known as business fit. So these are the very basic simple definitions of the value proposition fit or business. Okay, so let's more get into these topics. So can I share my screen now?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Uh, Give me some time. Ma'am, my screen is visible to all of you.
Actually, my screen has shared, but it is blank screen is visible only.
Still not visible.
No, it's not visible. Actually, when you started the screen sharing, it was visible, but now the PPT is not visible.
Bhakti, would you please share my PPTs through your screen?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me 1 minute. I will share.
Uh,
Hello, ma'am. Please check. I have shared.
Manju, ma'am. Okay. Kindly do it full screen in presentation. Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am, and sorry for the delay. So, as we talk about it in today's session, value proposition fit and business fit. Okay, so let's just think about any organization, any brand which we like most or which we like to be a part of. Okay. So, firstly, I will tell you, ma'am, please go in next slide. So if we talk about today's content, so first we talk about introduction and then defining values and what is the journey of the value and then value proposition canvas and the business model canvas. So these are the content of the today's session, that is value proposition and business. So as I talk about value proposition and business fit, so and think about any organization and any brand which we like most or which we like to be a part of that. Okay. Or if we look any brand, any organization which we like most, let me give some example. If we talk about the older days, like Maruti or Nokia, if you look at these brands, there are certain 4 to 5 aspects which makes these brands valuable, which makes these brand customer love them. Okay. So what are those aspects if we talk about them? These brand used to create a promise to the customer and the customer used to be delighted by the promise of what the brand was offering. Okay. So there were supposed to be a USP. You know very well what is USP. USP is unique selling proposition. Next slide. Yeah, next slide. Okay, so as you can see here, there are 4 labels, or you can say that 4 aspects of the value proposition. First one is promise of value create for customer, USP, why attractive and compelling, delivering the value we intend, how we will communicate to the customer. So as I talk about Maruti or Nokia, so these brands are supposed to be or these brands have a USP or you can say that a unique selling proposition. What was the salient feature of any brand of any product that we like, which attract the customer, and it was a very compelling need, so it was above the competition. Okay. and the brand was able to deliver the value we intend, what brand was planning to launch in the market, and what are the benefits they were trying to give it to our end customers. It was very clearly communicated. So this is all about the promise of value create for the customer. So when we talk about the value proposition, it's a two-way thing. First one is what is the promise a brand or an organization or a team is doing to their end users, and how that goes forward and how the customers adapting to that. Okay, that is called value proposition. But to achieve this value proposition, it is not a gut feeling that any brand will just wake up one day and we will think of that there is a process behind that. I will be covering that whole process and journey. Okay, so let me move forward. So, first of all, let me define value. Ma'am, please, next slide. So, if we talk about value, so for you, what is actually value? What we are looking for and how does it happen? So it is defined by four parts. First one is value is relative to an alternative. Second one is value is composite or decomposable. And third one is there is more than one aspect of value. And fourth one is value can be quantified. Okay. So using four using these four terms we can define in the value. Okay, so when we talk about value, value is something which is related to an alternative. For example, if you like a brand, you will always evaluate the value. What is the benefit in getting from brand A to a brand B? For example, if you are buying an iPhone, so you are paying high value for the iPhone, but you would know what is the additional value in comparison to other brands. Okay, so this is all about the values related to an alternative. We have so many alternatives in phones, but we choose iPhone because it has some extra facilities into it. Second thing, what value is composite and decomposite. So value composite means value has building blocks to it. For example, your value for money can be the building block if you are looking into the market. So it's not an isolated term, it's a composite term. Okay, and value does not always reflect into monetary terms. There are a lot of aspects of value. One of key terms is definitely economic, what we call the monetary value, but they are combined value like environmental value and social value also. For example, when people work in the organization, okay, so organization used to pay them the salary, that is the economic value of somebody. But if we talk about post-COVID time, so organization taking care of their employees as well as salary because of their mental well-being, their emotional well-being, and this is also a value which is generated. So majority of time when we talk about in business, we will talk about the value in terms of economic term. But there are certain organizations or there are certain aspects of business, the value goes beyond economic terms. It can be social value for social value. For example, NGOs which are working they which are working for people well-being, they don't really work for money, they work for upliftment of the society, and that is the social value they are driving. Okay, and if we talk about the value can be quantified, so in economic value can be quantified in a currency. Other aspects have their own forms of quantification such as quantity, adjusted life years in healthcare, or carbon footprint for a green solution. So you can define value in terms of these three terms. Okay, let me move forward and talk about value management. Now, please next slide. So here in this slide, uh, I can explain the value management. So basically, value management is a whole iterative process right from understanding value, creating the value, capturing the value, communicating the value, and delivering the value. So these are the, or you can say that these are the processes in order to explain the value management. Okay. So suppose an organization who wants to launch a product in the market. So first of all, they need to understand what is the value they want to create, or what is the main point which these value they are trying to create will kind of help to the customer. And then uh, how will they create these values, how will they capture these values as features and the product into their offering. Okay. And then how will they let their end users, their customers know what is the value they are offering and how they will deliver. Okay. बेसिकली जो हमारा वैल्यू या प्रोपोजिशन फिट है हमारा बेसिकली किसके लिए, कस्टमर फिट, कस्टमर के लिए। तो हम कस्टमर को क्या दे रहे हैं, क्या वैल्यू ऑफर कर रहे हैं, तो उससे रिलेटेड है आपका वैल्यू। ओके। so how they will deliver, so this is the whole journey or whole framework of how do you understand the value and deliver it to the customer. It cannot happen that just you think of a product and you are delivering the value। मीन्स ऐसा नहीं होता कि हम सोच लें कि हम ये प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे और वो कस्टमर के लिए क्या होगा, वैल्यूएबल नहीं होगा। तो ऐसा नहीं होता, उसके लिए पूरा एक प्रोसेस लगता है, और वो क्या प्रोसेस है वो आगे आपको स्लाइड में मालूम चलेगा। सो लेट मी मूव फॉरवर्ड and we jump into this value management in a deeper manner. Okay, so ma'am, please next slide. So if we talk about value management, so this is the paradigm shift in a mindset. Okay, so when we talk about value, we are actually talking about the end user. Okay, the customer. We are putting the customer first. Okay, in the initial days, if you understand the difference between marketing and selling, so selling is something you made something and you are trying to sell a product to a customer, but marketing is more about understanding the market than bringing out the product. Okay, so this is all about the marketing and selling. So if you see the first flow chart, so in the first flow chart, you can see features, after that cost, after that price, and after that customer, and after that value. So in this paradigm shift or in this flow chart, customer is in the last stage. Okay. So if you see the first flow chart or the first flow of activities, it was the old days. तो ये जो आपका पैराडाइम शिफ्ट है, जो मेरा पहला वाला फ्लो चार्ट है, वो पहले चलता था, ओल्ड डेज की बात करूँ मैं, तब चलता था मेरा। So the old days, it was more about something of thought of something that we made some feature capabilities. Okay, सबसे पहले हम प्रोडक्ट में क्या देखेंगे, फीचर देखेंगे। So we made some feature capability, there was some cost, after that हम cost रखेंगे और उसके बाद फिर क्या करेंगे, उसको लिंक करेंगे, then he put a price to it, then he offered to a set of customers, and then he thought maybe hopefully this is creating value to the end customer. Okay, but that was the wrong way of doing. Ma'am, please go into the previous slide. I am talking about first paradigm shift, that is features, cost, price, customer, and value. Okay. So this is the paradigm shift in older days. Here, customer is the end point, but that was the wrong way of doing it. If you look at today's customer spectrum, so in the second paradigm shift, you can see customer is our first choice. Okay, and in older days, customer is the last choice, but nowadays customer is our first choice. Okay, so because our customer is quite demanding and they have lot of options on the table, right? So the best brand, the best product, which is which is valuable for the customer, and which have more value to the customer or offering value to them, definitely will go with the customers will opt for that. So the customer mindset is one of the key important feature, and that is the paradigm shift from the older days, from just thinking of something, developing a product and then rolling it out. And if you look at the second flow chart or the second workflow, you have to first think about the customer. What is my customer? Who is my customer? What is their problem? What is the value need to create to them? What value will make them happy? Something we call customer delight. Once you identify that, then you kind of build features out of that. Once you build features and capabilities out of that, you have also perceived how much money the customers are willing to pay. That is the price. Okay, so just don't put price based on the cost you are incurring. For example, if you look at many of the startups or many of the companies which are coming up, they take lot of hit on their margins, on their profit, but they offer it to the end customer at a price which is eating up their profit, but they know that the perceived value, the perceived price the customer is willing to offer. For example, if you see Netflix subscriptions, so initially they were very costly, and when the competitors increased of different OTT platform, they have to adjust their pricing. They have to reduce the subscription price the uh, because now customers have lot of options, and they might opt out for other OTT channel or other OTT platform if they are not seeing the value in the money. Okay, they are paying, so price becomes very important. It's not only a function of the cost, but it's a function of the perceived value of the feature. So that has been offered to them, and then you kind of calculate, if I am opting out something at x price, what with my ideal cost to really maintain some margin, but you put price first, not the cost, because cost is a function of the perceived value of the price you are offering to the customer. So in this flow chart, what I wanted to really uh, tell about upon is that there is a paradigm shift of thinking of value from a customer. You start the problem statement looking at a set of customer, and then drive into the future. You just don't build something and you try to look okay which customers can fit for the solution. So you have to first think of the problem. सबसे पहले आप प्रॉब्लम के बारे में सोचिए जो हमारे सेट ऑफ कस्टमर्स हैं उनके लिए वैल्यूएबल हो, एंड फेसिंग दैट प्रॉब्लम, एंड देन यू मूव फॉरवर्ड टू रियली सॉल्व एंड देन ऑफर इट टू द कस्टमर. So that's called the paradigm shift, what we call as a customer value orientation, development of a product, and that's where customer is center of whole process. So in this paradigm shift, our customer is the main person, so that our product or our you can say that our services is beneficial for the customer. Okay, so ma'am, please go into the next slide. Okay, so as students, as you can see the here in this slide, this is a business canvas model. Okay, so if we talk about business canvas model, so business canvas model is something which really helps the customer to put a simple one page document of there. तो यहाँ पर आपको क्या दिखाई दे रहा है, सिंपल एक वन पेज का एक डॉक्यूमेंट है, लेकिन इस वन पेज के डॉक्यूमेंट में यू कैन से दैट इट इज अ वेरी पावरफुल टूल, so that you can build a value among customers in order to sell your product, or you can make money from that product. Okay. So business model canvas is something which really helps the customer to put a simple one page document of their whole business model. So I will just quickly jump on the model itself. Okay, so if you see, there has 9 components. Okay, in this business model there are 9 components, but if you look at the building block for any organization, your cost structure, how much money you are putting and what is the revenue you are getting, It is a very important, and then you identify the business model by which customer segment you want to target. As I covered, what is the value proposition you are doing, and what are the different channels you want to really put the solution out, and what are the key resources you want to put, what are the key partners, what is the key activities, what you need to do. So okay, so if you put this one pager, it's like a vision and mission of an organization. Okay, so or you can say that what I am trying to achieve, what's my mission, and what is my vision to achieve. That is like a one pager document, very simple and very powerful tool to visualize, picturize everything of your organization and look at the solution. So let me explain this business model through the Uber business model canvas. Okay, ma'am, please jump into the next slide. Okay, ma'am, please go into the first slide and previous slide. Okay. So in the Uber, it is more about two kind of persuasifying, and what are the people who are riders who need to go from A to B. Actually, Uber, you can well known about the Uber or Ola. So all these are work on this business canvas model. So आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि जो भी हमारा उबर है या ओला है, तो वहां पर दो तरीके के सेगमेंट होते हैं। एक तो आपके राइडर्स हो गए और एक क्या हो गए हमारे जो हमारे ड्राइवर्स हो गए। ठीक है, तो राइडर क्या करता है कि वो क्या करेगा, एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस पे जाएगा, और जो ड्राइवर है वो उबर को क्यों यूज कर रहा है, टू इन ऑर्डर टू मेक मनी। ओके, so here I explain the Uber business model, or it is also used in a Ola business model, or uh, any taxi app. Okay. So there are two segments as I told earlier. One is rider and second one is the driver who earn money through driving, and they want to earn money. So you need to target these two customer segment, which we call as riders and drivers. Now, how do you maintain the customer relationship? It is the rating system. दोनों के बीच में जो रिलेशनशिप आप जनरेट करोगे या एस्टेब्लिश करोगे इन बिटवीन द राइडर्स एंड ड्राइवर, इट इज बेसिकली द रेटिंग सिस्टम। या कोई भी अगर आप ऐप यूज करते हो, तो सपोज दैट आपका उसका लेआउट अच्छा है या इजी टू यूज है, तो आप क्या करते हो, सिंपली उसमें रेटिंग करते हो। तो सिंपली यहाँ पर भी क्या कर रहे हैं, हम लोग रेटिंग प्रोवाइड करते हैं, ताकि जो भी हमारा सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, जो सर्विस ले रहा है, उन दोनों के बीच में क्या हो सके, एक म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप हो सके, ताकि उसको मालूम चल, जो आपका सर्विस प्रोवाइड करने वाला है उसको मालूम चल सके कि भाई मेरा जो भी मेरा प्रोडक्ट है वो कस्टमर्स के लिए वैल्यूएबल है, और कस्टमर जो है वो रेटिंग करता है कि हाँ भाई प्रोडक्ट जो भी है वो बहुत अच्छा है। आप लोग अमेजोन से शॉपिंग करते होंगे, तो वहां पर भी अगर प्रोडक्ट अच्छा होता है तो उसको क्या करते हो आप लोग, 5 स्टार या 4 स्टार रेटिंग देते हो। लेकिन अगर प्रोडक्ट अच्छा नहीं होता है तो आप उसको क्या करते हो, 1 स्टार रेटिंग देते हो या फिर कुछ कमेंट्स लिख देते हो। तो सिमिलरली यहाँ पर भी जो भी रिलेशनशिप डेवलप होगा राइडर्स और ड्राइवर्स के बीच में, वो किसके बीच में होगा, आपका थ्रू दी रेटिंग। So here I mean rate the driver, and the driver is also in a way able to rate the customer. So you are maintain the customer relationship with both the personas, the rider and the driver. So you know which uh, which are my good customers and good drivers, and you are able to maintain a mutual rating of them. Okay. So what is the channel? अब ये सब जो भी चीजें हो रही है, रेटिंग दे, आपका राइडर्स भी रेटिंग दे रहे हैं या ड्राइवर्स भी रेटिंग दे रहे हैं, तो वो सब उसके लिए चैनल होता है। चैनल मतलब आपका ऐप। सो विच यू ऑफर योर सर्विसेज, डेफिनेटली इट ए मोबाइल ऐप। सो उबर को अगर आपको यूज करना है तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, उबर ऐप आपको डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा। नाउ लेट्स लुक एट द वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन। अब यहाँ पर अगर हम वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन की बात करें, so this is one of the important thing. When Uber was an innovative solution, it is a platform to connect riders with drivers. So this was used, think, because if you think before Uber, you need to wait what call a taxi, or you call them pre-book a taxi or wait at the auto stand. So there was a need of people who want to take people for driver, who want to go ride, but there was no platform mix them or to match with them. Okay, so that is the platform which Uber created. The people who want to really drive right now and people who want to go out, they are on the same platform. Okay, so it is the easiest way around. You don't have to tell the way. It's a navigation of GPS based. You can go anytime, anywhere. It's a low cost luxury because actually you are having a car at your doorstep, and it has various levels of services like Uber Go or Uber Premium depending upon your need. Okay. So depending, or you can say that depending on the number of people you want to go, and you are earning money when you want, it's the helpful for the customer the way you can take Uber anytime, or in the same way driver can only have this app, or beyond that when he wants to earn money, if he is done with this way, he can switch it off, or so it's on demand and it is at your flexibility. This is how the value proposition was defined. And key activity definitely from the organization point of view, the development platform, the marketing ads, you need to driver, you need to train them. There is a operational cost and the technical point of view where you have to maintain the mobile app, you have to take drivers network, you have to employees, you who them the manage them for you, and all these key activities and key resources are related to the key partners, uh, which are uh, which are uh, which are used to create a platform where you can pay through cash or through credit card or through UPI. You have to target with the map tech companies like Google Map or any other company, so that from the GPS navigation you can go anywhere without telling the driver that I am going to this place or I am going to that place. Okay. So for the navigational and definitely when you start organization, you need money. So you have your investors who have initially put money into your ideas of Uber app, and this is how value proposition canvas looks like, and what is the cost structure where your money goes. Your money goes on the employees payroll who are maintaining the platform, your driver payout, how much driver is getting, or your legal fee, or you are running in any country, you go there in some legal fee which is charged by the organizer or by the country itself. Okay. So your expenditure, marketing ad, and your technical platform cost, you are building a solution based on technology. This is how your cost goes, where you incur the cost. Okay. So where your money is outflowed, and how do you get the money? I mean, you basically earn the money by the ride, charging dollar per kilometer or rupees per kilometer, and definitely when the demand is more, supply is less, so you do surge pricing. So these are your revenue sources. So this is, a very interesting way of looking at any organization, how they operate, and this is one pager which explains each and every aspect of any organization or any product or any service that you are offering to the customer. So it is a very clear cut, a very simple one piece document, but it's a very powerful tool. So you can see all the aspects of the organizations, or you can say that it cover it cover all the aspects related to the business canvas model. So this is how business model canvas and value proposition canvas, when you look them together, you are really having two powerful tools and two powerful frameworks to really offer what your customers are looking for. So this was business model canvas, and I will quickly, in the interest of time, will jump to the last slide. So what I have covered right now, or if I want to encapsulate or put into reload into one slide, or you can say that gist of today's session. So ma'am, please shift into the next slide. So there are so as you can see in the slide, there are three kind of things when anybody looks for offering a solution. Okay, so just first, if we talk about first one, that is desirability. Second one is viability, and third one is feasibility. So these three things are basically related to the market fit, or you can say that it is the sweet spot. Okay, so let me explain one by one each and everything. So if we talk about desirability, desirability means do they want this or not? So desirability is all about customers. Okay. So as we spoke, do they want this is the solution? What our offering can be accepted by the customer, that the value proposition can must be spoke about right. That is it really wanted by the end customer? If the answer is yes, very good, then you should it's a buy. कहने का मतलब क्या हुआ कि जो भी हम प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं, क्या वो वाकई में हमारे कस्टमर्स के लिए वैल्यूएबल होगा, या क्या वो हमारे मार्केट में फिट हो पाएगा, क्या वो हमें रेवेन्यू जनरेट करके दे पाएगा. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द डिजायरेबिलिटी. तो अगर ये सारी चीजें मीन्स कि जो भी आप प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो वो प्रोडक्ट हमारे कस्टमर्स को लेकर के लिए अच्छा है, उनके लिए यूजफुल है, तो हम लोग जाएंगे किस पे, अपने वायबिलिटी. सो वायबिलिटी इज बेसिकली इन वन लाइनर, शुड वी डू दिस, क्या मुझे ये करना चाहिए. मतलब सपोज दैट अगर मैंने कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाया, मैंने ये आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया कि ये मेरे कस्टमर्स के लिए वैल्यूएबल है, तो मैं ये सोचूंगी कि क्या मुझे ये करना चाहिए. तो viability means we make some money, and as we said, sustainable profit. Are we gonna solve some problem if the same time earn some money in the long term profitable business? Or if the answer is yes, then the third thing is, can we do this? If this is feasible, it should not happen that we problem solution, which is like very you can say that very technically enhanced, very technically you need put a lot of efforts or lot of money. So is it feasible? Okay. तो जो भी आप बनाए तो उसके लिए पहले कस्टमर्स को ध्यान में रखें, कस्टमर्स के बाद क्या वो हमें वैल्यू रेवेन्यू जनरेट करके दे पाएगा, और थर्ड थिंग इज क्या वो वाकई में फिजिबल है, मतलब बन सकता है कि नहीं बन सकता है. सो इट इज ड्यूरेबल निक ऑफ टाइम if you get this answer, and if you get the identify the overlapping part of it, that is the most valuable design or most valuable solution you are offering to your end customers for any given problem statement. So this is what we talk about the product market fit, or you can say that the sweet spot. This is where innovation happens, and a lot of companies look for these three aspects of desirability, viability and feasibility. So अब यही सारी चीजें किसमें आती है, आपकी पेटेंट को लेकर के भी आती है. जो भी हमारा पेटेंट फाइल होता है, अगर हम उसको ग्रांट में ले रहे हैं, तो वो सारी चीजें ये जो आपकी आ रही डिजायरेबिलिटी, वायबिलिटी और फिजिबिलिटी, तो ये सब चीजें क्या होनी चाहिए उसके अंदर इनकॉर्पोरेट करनी चाहिए. ओके. And if we find there is an interaction of all three, and if you are able to quantify, and if you are able to talk about the particular aspect, that is the most valuable design, the most valuable product or output or benefit you are offering to the customer, which is product market fit also, and it will give you a sustainable growth, and it will make your customers happy, and it will make your customers delighted. Okay. So this is all about product market. Okay. So ma'am, please jump into the next slide. So here I have write some of the very powerful books which will make you understand this whole value proposition canvas and market fit, and how it is driven in the organization. So these are very valuable books, or if you learn more about market fit or profitable fit, then you can go for it. Okay. So this is all about the today's session. So basically profit fit or business fit is depends upon जो भी आप प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं वो कस्टमर के लिए कितना वैल्यूएबल है और आपको कितना सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ दे करके जा रहा है. सो यही जो है वो क्या कहलाता है आपका प्रॉफिट फिट और आपका बिजनेस. ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी देन यू कैन आस्क.
Hello.
हाँ जी मैम.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful session. As students have next session at 12:30, I'll share the questions if they have any questions. I'll share the questions with you.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So thank you.
So, behalf of Institutions Innovation Council and Civil Department, I honorably thank you all for attending the session, and especially the resource person, Ms. Meena Kumari ma'am, for giving us a valuable session. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you ma'am. Thank you students. And good luck for your future.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All the participants can leave the session. And please join your classes for the next class at 12:30. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.